Hey, Lee here, and welcome to the pull list for August 1st, 2012, presented by LongboxRadio.com. Starting off with DC, we have Action Comics number 12. This is the one Superman book I'm staying on. That's from Grant Morrison, of course. Moving on to Earth 2, we have an issue focusing mostly on Hawkgirl from the looks of things. She's got some guns she's taking to the enemy. Who knows what's going on there. It's been a fun book. Staying on that one. Part 2 of a two-part event actually out today would be Swamp Thing number 12, and this part's by Scott Snyder, of course, who's been on the book since its induction into the New 52. So Raw World's been something that they've definitely been building up to more in Animal Man, Jeff Lemire's Animal Man, which I read the trade of, and it was great. But the thing is, the event itself is going to take place over these two books. Swamp Thing and Animal Man finally get together, and they got to combat the Rots. So something that's been long prophesized in Animal Man, not so much in Swamp Thing. It's coming to fruition. I didn't get Animal Man number 12, meaning I'm going to miss out half the story. And I believe it was Scott Snyder on Twitter who was basically like, yeah, you actually do need to read that first issue, or you're just really just stepping into the center. So I don't like that. I'm going to wait for the trade paperback for Animal Man, so I'll see the first part then, I guess. Otherwise, I guess I could buy it digitally or read a Buddies or something like that. But other than that, Swamp Thing is right there. Yannick Paquette nowhere on the artist list anymore, so he's gone. But all the same, it's been a cool book. Huntress, Power Girl, we have World's Finest number 4. Sticking on the book, issue 2 I wasn't the biggest fan of. Issue 3 definitely picked stuff up, so there it is. Still not a fan of Power Girl's outfit, of course, but who is? In the New 52 here, so there's that issue right there. They're combating a enemy they believe to be from Earth 2 as they are, so, you know, they're kind of trying to find clues as to how to get back to their own world if they even want to, or what's going on. So, moving on to Dynamite, we have Spider number 4. I believe Shadow is also out today. I'm dropping Shadow. I'm sticking on Spider from David Liss here. Both great books in their own regard. I'm enjoying Spider a little bit more. I'm just looking to save the $4 a month. So Spider it is. There it is. Combating an Egyptian evil that's turning everybody into zombies. I believe he is taking on the Met Stadium full of zombies. So cool stuff. Over at Image, we have Mind the Gap number 3, which I think is doing a Breakfast Club parody on the cover there. I would assume so, maybe. But really cool book. That's coming from I believe it's James McCann, and it's cool stuff. Kind of a Quantum Leapy kind of book. Scott Snyder, sorry. Nick Spencer's last issue of Thief of Thieves is number 7 right here. That's of course it's written by Kirkman, and then Spencer actually did the the issue-to-issue stuff. So Kirkman, I guess it's based on an idea by Robert Kirkman. I don't know exactly how that works, but his name gets to be first on the book all the time. So I have no idea who's taking over this book. So for better or worse, who knows what's going to happen. It's been decent. I kind of wasn't the biggest fan right off the bat. It was kind of a slow burn at first, but now kind of seeing where the book will be going, I'm in. Plus, it doesn't hurt that all these issues that you're buying for $2.99 would be worth triple that by the end of the week. So, good times. Moving over to Marvel, which is the rest of the pile. We have Avengers Academy. This is number 34. Christoph Gage, of course. We have Hazmat on the cover there. Marvel, please make me an action figure of her. I'd buy it. Moving on, Avengers vs. X-Men. We have round 9, issue 9 here. We're on the home stretch. This is a Jason Aaron issue. We have Spider-Man all busted up on the cover there. Cool stuff. Avenging Spider-Man number 10, a book I would not have picked up if I wasn't obligated to because it's on my pull list. Issue 9, and Mike disagrees with me on the podcast, was terrible. It was the worst issue of Avenging Spider-Man. The fact that they're trying to tie in the new character that is Captain Marvel, previously Carol Danvers or Miss Marvel, and feel they need to, like, just look at the cover of the book. What's the biggest thing on the cover is this other character who was just introduced last issue and I don't care about. And I believe when Amazing Spider-Man takes on a sidekick in what was it again, Alpha or something like that, it's going to be the same deal. It's, you know, just shoved down your throat and whatnot. This is terrible. I don't like this arc at all. But, like I said, it's on my pull list, so I'm obligated to pick it up. So at least I'll have something to complain about on the podcast, right? Daredevil, this is number 16 right there. Looks pretty cool. All the covers for these books have been super eye-catching. That's no... yeah, so there it is. Moving on, Defenders, of course, from Matt Fraction. I have 3 books from him this week. And of course, Jamie McKelvey is now on art, and you know how we feel about Jamie McKelvey here at Longbox Radio. So, super cool, and with art to match. Not that the art was bad in the first place. That book's been pretty solid if you want kind of a quirky, you know, team book from the Marvel Universe. Fury Max, we have Fidel Castro on the cover there, in the crosshairs. I wonder if he has been the most assassinated world figure in fiction. Maybe. Yeah, we need to do some research. You know, universities are always doing weird stuff like that. We need to find out who's the most assassinated world figure in fiction. I believe it's him. So that's from Garth Ennis, of course, and it's been a super cool book, super gory, lots of swearing, lots of sex. Moving on, Fraction brings us Hawkeye number 1. Kind of an interesting looking cover there. I've heard good things. Fraction on single character books is typically alright, so I'm picking it up. There it is, number 1. We'll see what happens. Iron Man, another from Fraction, of course, 522. One of the last ones, of course, because apparently he's been kicked off the book, and they're restarting it or whatever's happening. So that's Invincible Iron Man, 522. We have a game of chess going on there on the cover. That's a cool cover. And finally this week we have Ultimate Comics, Ultimate Spider-Man, from Bendis. Of course, this is issue 13, Divided We Fall. I have yet to read my books from last week, so I don't know how this event actually kicks off. I only read the X-Men one. So that is it for this week. Lots of stuff going on. We've been very busy this summer. As you can tell, I'm shooting what is inside basically a closet today because I have so much other stuff going around. The podcast, episode 37, should hopefully be up to you by the end of the weekend. We're doing a double episode just because we didn't get to have one this week. It's just too much going on. And one of those things going on is a little something called Mend the Bat 2012. Now, what the heck is that? I'm going to let you in on it real quick. Mend the Bat 2012, Mike from the podcast, of course, his cat Batman. Yeah. Got sick recently, and the vet bill was atrocious. So we decided we're going to do a 48-hour gaming marathon to benefit the cat and also our local Humane Society here in Winnipeg. So the Winnipeg Humane Society, as it were. So we'll be accepting donations. We're going to do 50-50 between the vet bill and the Humane Society up until the vet bill is completely covered. And at that point, it's going to be 100% to the Humane Society. And if this works, we might hold events like this in the future for other charities exclusively. So it's going to be cool stuff. We're working on some fun stuff for that. So this YouTube channel will have an interesting little teaser trailer for the event in which we parodied the Dark Knight Rises trailer, and it's pretty spectacular. I don't know, we've had fun doing it, and you put the music to it, and it was a lot of fun. So regardless, if anyone actually likes it, it was a fun labor of love. So will this charity event be? So if you feel the goodness in your heart to give us some money and donate, definitely head on over. You can go to longboxradio.com/mendthebat2012. You're going to see links for this all over the place if you follow the podcast or this YouTube channel coming up. Other than that, stay tuned. We don't know exactly when we're throwing down on that. It's been so busy this August, but Mike's got to go back to school and stuff in September, so we'll see what happens. That is the poll list for this week. I'm Lee. Look forward to episode 37 in a row coming up sometime this weekend. Other than that, see you next week.
Not everything. Not yet.